Gowdy. You think he'll become a judge?
Possibly a federal judge, but I'm hoping that if for some reason Christopher Wray quits the FBI, Trey Gowdy will consider answering the call to duty to become the next FBI director.
Oh, that'd be great, yeah.
He would be an epic FBI director because he knows where all the bodies are buried already. You know, and he would clean house at that FBI. And he used to be a federal prosecutor, so it's not like he doesn't understand how it's done. You know? Never lost a case as a federal prosecutor. Had a perfect record of convictions.
Really? Wow. I saw something on opinion piece written like why do Tea Party politicians keep deciding not to run again? And they said it's because their ideology is flawed or something.
No, it's not that. It's that they're people of principle, and they just can't stand the sleaze.
Like people like Ron and Fred have all said that it's not a career for them.
I mean, that's Fred's attitude.
I gave those reporters my Fred Costello card.
Good.
And when I talked to them about it,
That's good. Tells them that you're working on a political campaign. I'm sure the reporter was impressed to see that.
yeah, he was a good guy.
You made his job easy because you were a good talker, and all he had to do was ask a question and just stand there and hold the mic, you know?
Thanks. I was hoping he did a recording, but they were talking about putting on a Ian as well. But I don't know.
A lot of that stuff winds up on the cutting room floor, unfortunately. They have the best of intentions. They do it for insurance, but I'll tell you honestly, don't tell Ian I ever told you that. Your stuff was so good, they didn't need anything else.
Duncan, I think yours happened live,
Yeah, it did.
but they didn't end up using Ian's.
They did him in case they did a longer piece with more than one sound, you know, but it's,
Did you ever do I know you were the producer and on the radio shows, but did you ever do
I was a reporter too.
Okay, great.
1975, I started as a reporter. 6 months later, they made me a weekend producer, so I was a reporter 3 days a week, and I produced this weekend newscast.
Newscast for to make sure that major misses like that never happen again. A judge in Nassau's sentencing case this week said 265 young women and girls met him after 2004 were abused by him. Jeff Panassa.
Prosecutors in San Francisco and San Diego moving to erase now.
Peter, if the girls won their game.
Now that
No, I didn't know.
Which one?
Actually.
Maybe it was like.
North Korea is sending more athletes to the south in the Winter Olympics later this month.
Skaters, and others from the North participate
It's only one.
in the South. Joint cultural events, the aim is to build the test relations between the two countries. Still, this snowy peacemaking is hitting bumps. North Korea's already canceled one event north of the DMZ. And there are reports the Kim Jong-un regime will stage a military parade in Pyongyang just before the opening ceremony. It could feature missiles now threatening the U.S. Washington supports the sport-fueled Korean outreach. It is deploying
This and this goes in the case, this goes in the case, this goes in the case.
Government biologists said bears are having a harder time catching seals because the ice is melting and thinning more and earlier. Lisa Lacera, Fox News Radio.
Okay.
We grabbed that.
Got that, and we got this, and almost there, Phil.
No worries.
Upload stuff.
And this February 18th, there is no greater place to be as the Great American Race celebrates its 60th running. Last year sold out, so there is no greater time than now to guarantee your seats. Join us for the history-making 60th running of the Daytona 500. Sunday, February 18th. Guarantee your seats at Money Number Pit Shop or Daytona500.com.
sure I was years ago.
Smoking a cigarette. If you roll your own counts too, it doesn't matter. Any kind of cigarette was the rat smoking. It's really important that you're properly clean. It's
Thanks to your support, you've helped
Okay,
me
we got
become
this
one of the
file.
fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped My Pillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got my pillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well rested in the morning.
That's why I invented My Pillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned.
Call or go to MyPillow.com. Use the promo code and save over 50% with Next 4-pack. You'll get 2 MyPillow premiums and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. It's one of his best offers ever. Order now.
With our 60-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Sleep well, America!
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
I was up and down with my weight my entire life.
When diets don't work, it's easy to quit. From a top diet 7 years straight comes the new Rapid Results. If you see immediate results, you stick with it. Lose up to 16 pounds in just 4 weeks. With one-on-one support, you'll see change fast. Eat 6 times a day. The secret is what you eat and when. Call 1-800-96-JENNY and start Rapid Results for $16 plus the cost of food and get $70 in free food. Hurry, call now.
Let's face it, everyone would love a smartphone these days, but not everyone wants unlimited everything or a large data plan with a big monthly bill. For people who just need GPS, a good camera, and a few apps, there's TracFone, the original no-contract wireless provider. Smartphone plans start as low as $15. There's no contract, and you get unlimited carryover, so you keep all the minutes, text, and data that you paid for. Right now, TracFone has phones from top brands like Samsung and LG at very affordable prices. They have large touchscreens, take great photos, and give you access to thousands of apps. Everything you need. Look, TracFone has nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. There's no activation or cancellation fees, and you can even keep your number. Talk about a win-win. Win. TracFone is available at retailers nationwide. Visit TracFone.com for more information and special offers.
It's a funny thing about the future. You don't wake up surrounded by jetpacks and robot dogs. The real future kind of sneaks up on you, until one day you find yourself plugging in your crossover like it's totally normal. Introducing the 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. It's gas, it's electric, it's the world's best-selling plug-in hybrid crossover. Lease an Outlander PHEV for as low as $259 a month for 36 months. Certain states qualify. Or get 0% APR for 60 months.
Tucker Carlson is brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors. Drive your ambition.
Kind of disappointed it's over. There's so much going on. Tomorrow could be a big news day for real. The anticipated FBI memo comes as many members of Congress are predicting, and we'll be here, of course, live to cover it and interpret it and bring you new information on it. Tune in 8 o'clock show, Sworn Enemy, Lying, Capacity, Smugness, and Groupthink. We're glad you stayed. Good night from Washington. Sean's right here. All right, thanks, Tucker, and welcome to Hannity. Breaking right now, President Trump has read the classified memo showing stunning FISA abuses against this campaign, and it will likely be released as early as tomorrow. Also tonight, The Hill's John Solomon reporting that Republicans are now looking to make the case that the so-called Russia investigation was based on, quote, politically tainted evidence tied to Clinton loyalists. We'll explain. And meanwhile, tonight, an all-out war on what is the truth and transparency is being waged right
No,
here
I
in
had
the
to
United
replace it because
States
he
of America.
took it down and
Fierce,
chewed it to
unfair
shreds.
opposition mounting what?
I put a new
To
one on him.
conceal and cover up one of
You
the
did
biggest
what?
scandals.
I
in the
put a
history
new
of this
one on
country.
him because he
Now,
took it out and
Democrats,
chewed
led
it
by
up.
future MSNBC
You
contributor
know when I put
Congressman
that
Adam
back
Schiff,
Quarter
they
to
are
9.
desperately trying to block the memo
It
from
was
the
all over the floor when I
public
came in.
by lying and playing
here,
cheap
too.
partisan politics, and we have the evidence. And tonight, Sarah Carter is reporting that the FBI director, Christopher Wray, and the DOJ want all names redacted in the classified document, and the media is proving just how abusively biased, agenda-driven, and corrupt they really are. And that is tonight's breaking news opening monologue. By breaking right now, truth and transparency
Okay.
under assault in our country. Democrats, the liberal media, they're now peddling their
That's
lies
fine.
and conspiracy theories about President Trump with impunity. Now it has now reached the point where they want to hurt the president so badly that they're now turning on we the people, the American people, and they refuse to pursue what is truth with all the evidence that they can muster. Now, in their panic, they are trying to utterly destroy the people that are exposing the single greatest threat to our constitutional government in our lifetime. Now, here's why. It has been a year of hell for this country. The media has been lying the whole time. They have been pushing propaganda, conspiracy theories about Trump-Russia collusion, even though evidence does not exist. It's a fabrication. It's constructed in their liberal media echo chamber and then falsely repeated over and over again. They may even believe their own lies. Now, the media has carried out this lie even though top-ranking Democrats and national security officials have all said there's no collusion. In case they forgot, let us do their job and remind them.
The allegation, of course, is that the Russians, in the hacking and dumping of documents in the election, had essentially relationship.
Right now, get our 3 most popular.
Okay, I didn't leave cottage cheese in there.
What?
There was some blue cheese I rinsed out, but
Okay, well, I don't need that thing either.
no, of course not. Good boy.
memo. Watch this. He and his Republican allies are preparing a frontal assault on this country's law enforcement institutions. The Trump attack hinges on a memo that Trump's Republican minions of the House Intelligence Committee voted to release on Monday.
John Kelly says he wants everything out, even if the FBI says it's a dumb and dangerous idea. Republicans may get their memo released today, but it will not be the last shoe to drop.
The answer is that this memo is a pack of lies, and yet we are still right now on track to have it released. This is a tipping point for our democracy. Are we going to be a democracy after today, or is this going to be demagoguery and despotism? This is something that could haunt this White House in the months to come. This is something that will haunt this country if we don't fix what has happened, which I'll be explaining. And even this great former FBI Director James Comey, wow, he's trying to get in on the action. And tonight Comey tweeted, all should appreciate the FBI speaking up. I wish more of our leaders would, but take heart. American history shows that in the long run, weasels and liars never hold the field so long as good people stand up. Not a lot of schools or streets are named after Joe McCarthy. By the way, the last thing we need are lessons from Jim Comey. And by the way, Jim, just a reminder, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. And Jim Comey needs to be put under oath. He needs to be questioned. And Jim, I want to know why you exonerated Hillary Clinton months before you did the investigation, before it ever took place. And Jim, what do you know about Trump-hating FBI agents Peter Strzok and Lisa Page? And Jim Comey, what do you know about Andrew McCabe waiting 3 weeks to alert Congress about the emails that have been found on Anthony Weiner's laptop? And by the way, what did you know and when did you know about Hillary Clinton's paid-for dossier? Did you know it was phony, Jim? And did you know it was bought and paid for by an opposition party candidate? Did you know it was presented to a FISA court? Did you pay Christopher Steele? Did you want to pay Christopher Steele, the former British spy that put it together with Russian sources that he likely paid? So, Jim, let's cut the sanctimony. What is going on today happened on your watch, and with all due respect, I don't see any streets in the future being named after James Comey. But if I was you, Jim, I'd be saving these comments for your lawyers. Now back to the memo that we hear will be released tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sources are telling us tonight this is just the tip of the iceberg. The memo is only 10 to 15% of information that will be coming out the days, weeks, and months ahead. Tonight, John Paul of the Hill is reporting Republicans are looking to make the case that, in fact, the Russia investigation that we have been highlighting and special counsel Robert Mueller's probe were based on, quote, flawed or politically tainted evidence connected with partisans loyal to Hillary Clinton. Now, that would mean the entire thing was based on Clinton bought and paid for lies. And if the media had any ethical standards left, and if they really cared about truth, if they cared about the American people, if they believed in transparency, they would have been all over this story, demanding on behalf of the American people that the memo be released. Now let's put this in a little historical context here. I want to show you a couple of examples. Let's go back. Remember Watergate, third-rate break-in, trying to get op research from the headquarters of the other party in a presidential election, and then you lie and cover up. The president was removed from office and had to resign over that. Here's how the media covered Watergate. Then they were a little different, not as partisan as today. As you probably know by now, 7 persons were indicted today for trying to cover up the Watergate scandals. Overshadowing what happens to those 7 men is the more important question: what does today's development mean for Richard Nixon? For the President of the United States, is the worst now over or only beginning? The country tonight is in the midst of what may be the most curious constitutional crisis in its history. History shows the American people will put up with a great deal, even when the demands on them are outrageous, as they often are. But they will not put up with anyone who claims to be or tries to be above the law, immune to the rules applying to everybody else. It seems to be known instinctively that if anyone acquires that privilege, it will be the end of this country. Is Hillary above the law? Do we have a good justice system? Do we have equal justice under the law? Compare that coverage to what we showed you earlier about how the media is now trying to malign, ridicule a memo
detailing a major FISA abuse against an opposition party during a campaign. This scandal, in the end, will make Watergate look like a parking ticket, and members of Congress that have seen the memo say it shocks the conscience. Yet the media doesn't want you to see it and seemingly doesn't care as they do the bidding for the Democratic Party like they have done for a year, pushing a false Trump Russian narrative that has no evidence. Now, the media is now actively working and in concert with the Democratic Party. We're working to prevent you, the American people, from seeing what's in the memo. Let the memo speak for itself and you decide. And all of this proves is that the news media, they don't seem to care about civil liberties. We do have constitutional protections, the Fourth Amendment on reasonable search and seizure, and the media has just become shills and hacks for the Democratic Party. They're only focused on undermining and destroying President Trump, whatever they could possibly find or do or make up. Here's another historical comparison. Remember the Pentagon Papers? That exposed how the American government, especially the Lyndon Johnson administration, lied to the public about the country's involvement in Vietnam for decades. Now, the New York Times and the Washington Post at the time, they fought all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court for the right to publish those classified documents. And guess what? They won. And guess what? The truth was exposed. But now the media is doing the exact opposite. They want the memo kept secret, which is pathetic. And they're doing a great disservice to you, the American people. Instead of pushing for truth, they're not trying to attack anybody. That is trying to expose the biggest case of abuse of power we have ever seen in our lifetime. And people that are trying to be transparent and let you see the truth are under attack by the press and the left that has now aligned themselves. They're one in unison now. There's no separation between left-wing or liberal politicians and the media. No line of separation. The media is a bunch of willing accomplices and basically propagandists desperately trying to change the narrative they've been rolling for an entire year. Here's what they won't tell you. This is what this all comes down to. The scandal starts with Hillary Clinton. They don't care if she rigged Donna Brazile, other DNC, rigged the primary against Bernie Sanders. Imagine if Donald Trump did that in the Republican primary. Then corrupt officials, James Comey, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and Andrew McCabe, and probably Loretta Lynch, they put to fix it, protecting Hillary Clinton with an exoneration before an investigation, even though we know she mishandled and destroyed classified information and broke the law. From there, Clinton took that idea of rigging primaries and then tried to apply it to the general election. Hillary Clinton's campaign and the money she controlled to the DNC then spent over $12 million for what turned out to be unverified, totally false, a dossier filled with Russian lies to influence and lie to you, the American people. Then, this is where it gets interesting. Then that Clinton bought and paid for dossier was then taken by senior Obama administration FBI officials, not rank and file, we love them, and used in part, and this is what we will learn tomorrow, to obtain a FISA warrant to spy on members of the opposition party, the Trump campaign. In other words, they politicized and weaponized America's powerful tools of intelligence to spy on an opposition campaign during an election year and shredding the Constitution in the process. How do people in the media not care about this? And then they used it to spy on an incoming presidential, transition team. And then beyond that, how bad is it? We'll talk to Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett and Fox News contributor Sarah Carter. All right. It all starts with Hillary, brings the primary, gets exonerated without an investigation. We know she broke laws, 18 U.S.C. 793. Okay. Then she pays for Russian propaganda, Russian propaganda, to lie to the American people that we know is full of lies. Then the lying dossier is used to pay the FISA warrant. That's what we're learning tomorrow. How is this not bigger on a scale on steroids and human growth hormone than what it is? It should be so much bigger, and people should be so very concerned about this. Sean, what bothers me most is the fact that they don't even want to know, and I'm talking about some people in the mainstream media, the Democrats and others, that are trying to stop this memo from becoming public. I've spoken to people intimately involved with this memo. There is nothing in the memo they say. These are people within the intelligence community. In that memo that would expose the intelligence community classified information. Illegal and a crime, and nobody's been charged with that yet. There was selective reasoning on Attorney General Jeff Sessions, on Eric Prince. Let's go back and look at all of this and the software question. If Donald Trump paid for a phony Russian dossier millions of dollars
Used to get a FISA warrant on Hillary. Okay, how would the media in America react to that?
The media would have stormed the White House and taken him into handcuffs. Look, the fact is that there are plenty of villains to go around, top officials at the FBI, Rod Rosenstein at the Department of Justice, but lately the biggest villain is Adam Schiff, the ranking Democrat on the Intel Committee, who has spent months trying to see lied about this information. And now he is trying to misrepresent the truth and the law by mischaracterizing the changes in the memo as a pretense for stopping it. This isn't a war against the FBI. This is an attempt to hold people in government accountable for their wrongdoing.
Okay.
And Adam Schiff knows that. He knows the rules, and he is aiding and abetting the cover-up of potential crimes.
Okay. You have more information. We're going to actually. Why don't you explain what you were telling me earlier tonight? That's coming.
Well, I think what we're going to see was a concerted effort, like you said, Sean, to use the dossier in order to verify the warrant. And I think it's going to go beyond that. I think that the FBI, what this memo is going to expose, is that the FBI used other information in an effort to get that warrant.
Did they know it was false? Did they know Hillary paid for it?
I believe they did know it was false, and I know that they knew Hillary paid for it.
And did they know that the information was fed to somebody else?
Absolutely.
Christopher Steele. So they basically tried to source the same information
from the same
and we'll learn that tomorrow.
And we absolutely will learn that tomorrow.
So the FBI knew that they were telling a court false information, paid for by an opposition candidate.
Absolutely.
Meaning the top echelon, not rank and file. We love you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is about cleaning up house. There are a lot of FBI agents out there, former and current FBI
they're on my side. They're writing me every day.
Exactly, and they want to see this cleaned up.
Yeah.
And they want to stop with the partisan politics and just see this cleaned up right now.
Every lawyer in America knows you cannot go before a judge and solicit a warrant on an affidavit based on a false document.
They knew Hillary paid for it, correct?
Correct.
They knew she paid for it.
Especially if you know that the people behind it had nefarious reasons, political reasons. The judge in this case who signed that warrant should be outraged and hold the people in contempt.
Can he do it when it's released and he discovers
He
for
can
sure?
absolutely do it. He can haul the litigants, the lawyers.
Why did you give me false propaganda from another
in the
campaign?
court and say, answer me these questions and
Last
bring
question.
your toothbrush with
So the whole country's been held hostage over a phony narrative because of a Clinton paid-for dossier lie. Is that a fair statement?
I think it's a fair statement, and if they want to accuse, and I'm talking about the Democrats and others, of the Russians won here.
Is that a fair statement?
It is a fair statement. Absolutely and completely fair. And it's worse than that. They never had a basis to even begin the Trump-Russia investigation. They violated the Department of Justice laws.
Thank you both. Tomorrow's a big day. We'll have full coverage. We're just getting started tonight. Michelle Malkin, Mike Huckabee are next.
Let's see.
At
Okay, just a minute.
Inspirato, we believe adventure doesn't mean
Alex.
venturing into a stranger's house. Taking time off doesn't mean taking chances. Because the world's most stunning vacation homes aren't just rented. They're a carefully crafted experience, a source of inspiration that lasts. Managed, staffed, and unlocked by Inspirato.
Do you have a life insurance policy you no longer need or can't afford? Now you can sell your policy for an immediate payment.
We bought life insurance when our kids were young to protect their future.
Our youngest just turned 40. We no longer needed the coverage.
That got us to thinking about letting our policy go. So I did some research
so
and
we
called
gotta get
Coventry
this.
Direct. I learned that you could sell all or part of a life insurance policy, even a term life policy. Turns out, people have been selling policies like ours for the past 15 years. Who knew? We sold our policy. Now we have money to help with the medical bills.
And to add to our retirement.
If you have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may be a candidate to sell your policy. Call 1-800-471-6800 or visit CoventryDirect.com for a free information packet. 1-800-471-6800. Coventry Direct, redefining insurance.
Okay, we got that. We're going to...
Exercise doesn't have to be boring. Hi, I'm Lori Grenier from Shark Tank. In less than a year, the Simply Fit board has become one of America's favorite ways to
That's what we
exercise, with over 3 million people getting Simply Fit. Why? Because it's fun. And because it works. People everywhere are twisting away calories while they watch TV and listen to music. The Simply Fit board gets 4- and 5-star reviews everywhere. So jump on board and get fit. One twist at a time. Get your Simply Fit board today.
Running a business is not for the faint of heart. Luckily, Office Depot Office Max is here to take care of you. With print services, done right, on time, guaranteed. Expert tech support. And this week, all Dell PCs are up to 25% off. Save even more when you purchase a Dell monitor. And make sure you protect your investment. Office Depot Office Max. OfficeDepot.com.
Taking care of business. The immigration debate. Could the critical issue cause the government to shut down again? The Deputy Press Secretary details what needs to be done now in a powerful interview on Fox News at Night.
I remember a time when great service was a given. I'm at a time in my life where I want to do business with companies who do right by me.
The Hartford is the only auto insurance company voted one of the world's most ethical companies 9 times. And 96% of customers recommend the Hartford based on their claims experience. Join the millions of customers 50 or over who trust the Hartford. Call or visit AskTheHartford.com to learn more about the AARP auto insurance program from the Hartford.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoke, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
We're being told the classified FISA memo will in fact be released tomorrow. Here with reaction, former Arkansas Governor, Fox News contributor Mike Huckabee, and the host of Michelle Malkin Investigates CRTV, a big hit show. Michelle Malkin, I don't ever get to see you, and we're related. I mean, this is ridiculous. How are you? It's so good to see you.
It's a reunion. It's great to see you.
I'm so happy about your daughter, as we talked about on radio today. Thank God she's doing so well, going to college. We're really proud of her and proud of you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Okay, you're following the story.
Yes.
Imagine it's Trump. Donald Trump pays for a Russian propaganda dossier. That dossier is used to obtain a FISA warrant to spy on Hillary.
Yeah.
What would happen?
Of course, you'd have all the watchdogs, those crack investigative reporters, clamoring for as much transparency and sunlight. And what are they doing?
The
when
fuck?
the tables are turned? They're the obstructionists. I cannot tell the difference between the liberal Democrats' tweets and the mainstream media's tweets.
No, they're one and the same.
Yes.
I mean, but it's never been this bad. They wanted truth in Watergate, to their credit. They wanted to get the, maybe because it was a Republican, in this case they want to prevent truth because this is the biggest scandal I think we've seen. Governor Huckabee, you're also a historian. I know you love history. From a historical perspective, compare this to Watergate. Compare a third-rate burglary cover-up into opposition, phony Russian propaganda research, bought and paid for, then being used as a basis for a FISA memo, a FISA warrant against a sitting, well, then a candidate, then a sitting president, and what havoc it has wreaked on this country for a year.
Well, first of all, if this, to compare to Watergate, Watergate was a fraternity prank compared to this, because this goes to the heart
of the highest levels of law enforcement. It's bad enough when campaign aides do things that are nefarious and wrong, but when you have the people who carry badges and guns and have the power to take away people's personal liberty, put them in jail for the rest of their life, now you're dealing with something that goes to the very heart of the most fundamental constitutional protections that Americans ought to be able to expect. What I don't understand, Sean, is why that there's not a unified outcry and a demand to see what really happened from Democrats, Republicans, independents, and a true and free press. But we don't have a free press.
Tomorrow that the FISA warrant in part, the foundational argument in part, was the phony Clinton Russian paid-for dossier. I mean, it takes my breath away. If it was Trump paying for phony Russian propaganda for Hillary and then that being used as a FISA warrant in part, what would the reaction of this country be now? It would be so vastly different.
It would be, and the fact that we're not getting a different reaction, and they still want to talk about some Russian meddling. Sean, there's no evidence of that, and I'm not so worried now about did the Russians meddle in the election. I'm worried, did the FBI and Department of Justice meddle in the election? That's what ought to be of far graver concern to Americans than anything else that has been alleged toward some Russian involvement.
It seems when Comey and Strzok and Page, who hate Trump and all the names they've called him, McCabe with their insurance policy, have you ever heard of an exoneration being written months before you investigate and interview the key participants in a crime, potential crime?
And the whole thing is just such a bizarro soap opera with bizarro Romeo and Juliet there tweeting and texting each other. And then what we're dealing with here, Sean, is the fundamental corruption of our core intelligence infrastructure. And it wouldn't have happened.
Weaponizing intelligence.
Exactly.
As a political weapon.
As a political weapon, and it wouldn't have happened without the parallel corruption of the media. What we're talking and what we're seeing here is the death of true, honest, investigative journalism. And it's been left to people like you and your team and a few lonely people with integrity who are never treated as journalists, right? I mean, it's these lapdogs who get to determine who is doing journalism or not. There's no credential for doing journalism. It is the pursuit of truth wherever it leads.
Well said. I cannot say that any better. What do we do at this point, Governor? Because when you, especially as it relates to Robert Mueller, because if you take away all of this, I argue there is no Robert Mueller, there is no special counsel, that all of that you can connect to the phony dossier, then to the phony FISA warrant based on lies, paid for lies.
The one thing we need is truth. Jesus said it best, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
Amen.
What I don't understand is, why won't the Democrats let this stuff come out? Why don't they push it out? If it is what they say, which is nothing, just a bunch of stuff, then they ought to be demanding that it be put forward so the American people could see it for nothing. The reason they're so resistant to this information coming out is because many of them, particularly Schiff and others, they know what's in it. And they're scared to death that it's going to expose all that they've been lying about for more than a year. And that's going to put them in a real difficult position to try to defend what they and the people they've been protecting have done to the American Constitution. And I want to make clear, this is no longer about Donald Trump. Like him or hate him, this is not about him. This is about whether our Constitution is going to be followed and whether all Americans are protected under the same law or not, and whether law enforcement agencies can target us based on our political views. And if that happens, we've lost this great republic.
We got 20 seconds, Michelle, last word.
Well, the Schiff has hit the fan, hasn't it? Justice Brandeis also said it best. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. And there's been a dark cloud that has hung over these intelligence agencies, and they don't like the light.
It's so good to see you in studio. I'm so happy for you and your family. Thank you for being with us. And Governor, thank you. Very profound comments. This country is in a crisis that it doesn't know about. It will know more tomorrow. When we come back, Ed Henry has a report from the White House. Jesse Waters, Jessica Tarlov, and much more. Stay with us tomorrow night. Also, big night. Hope you join us.
Your brain changes as you get older, but Prevagen helps your brain with an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
Why buy the same old yellow box for hemorrhoids? Recticare Complete Hemorrhoid Care System has 2 effective medications. The strongest OTC concentration of lidocaine to relieve pain and itch, plus phenylephrine HCl to reduce swelling. Get more complete hemorrhoid relief with Recticare Complete.
Let's see why people everywhere are upgrading their water filter to zero water. Start with water that has a lot of dissolved solids. Pour it through Brita's 2-stage filter. Dissolved solids remain? What if we filter it over and over? Oh dear. Thank goodness Zero Water's 5-stage filter gets to all zeros the first time. So maybe it's time to upgrade. Get more out of your water. Get Zero Water.
Mike and I are both veterans, both served in the Navy. I do outrank my husband, not just being in the military, but at home.
She thinks she's the boss. She only had me by 1 grade. We bought our first home together in 2010.
His family had used another insurance product. I was like, I've had USAA for a while. Why don't you call and check the rates?
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
There's no point in looking elsewhere, really. We're the Tennies, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Are you unhappy with how you're cleaning your ears? You need a solution for earwax, but drugstore remedies often don't work.
I got water in my ear, and I could hear it in there, and it wasn't coming out.
Constantly had blackout, yellow coming out of my ears.
The WaxRx ear wash system is doctor-developed and the method physicians trust the most. WaxRx is the ultimate at-home ear cleaning tool because it thoroughly removes wax and soothes your ears with a pH-conditioned formula.
It was just amazing the difference ultimately.
5-10 minutes of your time. It's so easy. Anybody can do it. You could do it with kids. You could do it for yourself.
WaxRx comes with everything you need to safely, gently clean out earwax and condition your ears at home for greater comfort, fewer ear problems, and maybe even better hearing. You can have the complete reusable WaxRx system delivered to your home for less than the cost of a doctor's visit. Call now or visit buywaxrx.com. Use promo code WAX for free shipping today.
Wouldn't it be great to go on a luxury vacation where everything's included and unlimited? Sandals, the world's only 5-star luxury included resorts. Call 1-800-SANDALS. Why buy the same old yellow box for hemorrhoids? Recticare Complete Hemorrhoid Care System has 2 effective medications. The strongest OTC concentration of lidocaine to relieve pain and itch, plus phenylephrine HCl to reduce swelling. Get more complete hemorrhoid relief with Recticare Complete.
Looks like you're not sleeping well.
How did you know? Megan! Hey! You're that guy!
The My Pillow guy. That's right, and I'm here to help you get the best sleep of your lives. Just like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. I had tried every pillow out there, and none of them worked. That's why I invented My Pillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck aligned. My Pillow will hold its shape all night long, regardless of your sleep position, for the best sleep of your life.
Call or go to mypillow.com. Use the promo code and save over 50% with Mike's 4-pack. You'll get 2 MyPillow premiums and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. It's one of his best offers ever.
You're sleeping better.
Much better.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world is
Hi, I'm Fred Costello, your local candidate for Congress here in Florida Congressional District 6. I've been proud to be your neighbor, your dentist, a fellow volunteer and church member, and community volunteer. I served our country as an Air Force captain during the Vietnam War era. I've served you as mayor of Ormond Beach and your state representative. I know Congressional District 6 because this is where I raised my family, cared for patients, and served my neighbors. I stand for us. Outsiders want to buy our congressional seat out from under us with bags of special interest money. To that I say, not in our House. It's time for us to have our own representative in Congress, someone who knows your needs, your priorities, and your interests. I don't need a fancy title or another big job. I'm answering a call to serve you once again. I stand for us. I need you to stand with me. Please click on the link to find out how you can help me represent you in Congress. We need your contribution to help us keep our congressional seat in our hands. Tell us that you stand with Fred to help President Trump make America great again. Thank you, and God bless America.
He also expanded on that headline-grabbing comment
where he said in the State of the Union, Americans are dreamers too. Today he said Republicans should stop calling the kids of illegal immigrants dreamers because it's a trap to make illegal immigration seem less ominous. And then you see those pictures of Nancy Pelosi. He told lawmakers today, the president,
are those
that he
of
was
the
stunned that
participants,
Pelosi
the
and other
hopes, the
Democrats
guests,
did
and
not
the
applaud when he noted
callers, and
African
do
American
not
unemployment has reached a new low. He blasted Democrats as what he called stone cold when it comes to the economic recovery.
We were waiting for February. And then we got hit with these corporations giving tremendous bonuses to everybody that Nancy Pelosi called crumbs. That was that could be like deplorable. Does that make sense? Deplorable and crumbs? Those two words, they seem to have a resemblance. I hope it has the same meaning. But she called it crumbs when people are getting $2,000 and $3,000 and $1,000. That's not crumbs, it's a lot of money.
Interesting, because today Hostess Brands, which actually makes Twinkies, announced they're giving their workers a $750 cash bonus, plus an extra $500 in their 401k plans. The House Majority Whip Steve Scalise joked today it's a matter of time before Democrats start realizing an economic recovery is baked in the cake, Sean.
I love Twinkies. All right. Thank God they saved the company. All right, Ed Henry, thanks for being with us. Joining us now with a reaction, the co-host of The Five, the host of Water's World. It's his world, we live. Yeah, okay. And Fox News contributor Jessica Tarlov. Look, to me, there's only one story. Let's imagine for a moment Donald Trump and his campaign pay $12 million, thereabouts, for a dossier filled with Russian lies, Russian propaganda, misinformation, to lie to the American people to influence a campaign, but even worse, then that is used in part to get a FISA warrant on Hillary.
What are you doing in there?
No, how would you feel about that, Jessica, the liberal?
Well, all right, fine, I'll take it. If that's what had actually happened, then I would feel terrible about it. But that's not actually what happened.
It actually
The FBI, no, it's actually not.
How do you know?
I know because I can read.
Did you read the memo?
Well, no, not the memo. No.
This is a tag team. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's completely unfair every week. 1 second. Basically, no one has read the memo. I know the president has now. We know that.
By the way, people in the media are saying that I'm advising him on the memo. First of all, you can't advise this president. He's such his own man. You can't tell him not to tweet.
Yeah.
He follows his own ways.
I don't know what's
I'm saying it every night. Call your congressman. Release the memo. Hello? Go ahead.
How I understand it from all the sources that I've read, not about the memo, I'm talking about the Steele dossier, is that the FBI certainly had it, corroborated elements of it, and that's what they used. We also don't know if they used that to get the surveillance warrant on Carter Page, who was under surveillance since 2016.
Let me tell you something. They used it. I know for a fact, and we'll learn tomorrow.
We're going to learn tomorrow. You know, the left doesn't like dirty cops on the street, and then you have dirty cops in the swamp, and they're okay with it. I thought you guys were okay with congressional oversight. You're supposed to be okay with transparency.
I am.
I think it was Barack Obama that said, if you don't want the truth to come out, you have something to hide. What do you guys have to hide?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the memo.
Why don't you? You don't want it to come out because you're doing everything you can to make sure it's not released.
I'm not doing everything that I
Pelosi
can.
wants to get fired, so
Yeah,
even though his first
he's been
name.
fired a long time ago. He was the guy, remember, who ran up to the White House and broke into fake information.
Well, it seems like you guys are the ones obstructing justice here.
It doesn't seem like that
Because
at all.
you guys don't want the truth to come out. And as a journalist, Jessica, you should want more information, not less.
I absolutely would, and I would certainly love to know what's in that memo so I could deal with you two on it.
Keep going. We'll know tomorrow. We'll know tomorrow.
I'm excited.
Thank you, Paul and Rich, for the introduction and for your tremendous leadership.
Well, we do know there were salacious lies. Let's say Donald Trump produces a memo that says Hillary Clinton had hookers in her room in a Ritz hotel in Moscow urinating on her bed. Now, if that was in there and it was not true, and then it ends up being the basis in part for a FISA warrant against her used by Trump, you'd be pretty pissed off, and the media would be apoplectic tonight, true or false?
Absolutely. By the way, this is the only show that I've ever been able to talk about the P-tape on, so that makes
And you know it's not true. You know it's not true. Someone pees in the bed, where are you going to sleep?
Well, I don't think he's having a sleepover
It's
with them.
obviously not true. That
I think
doesn't
it's
make any sense.
transactional. I don't think it's a cut effect.
But here's what else we're going to learn. We're going to learn that the FBI, I believe, knew that the dossier wasn't true, and they did it anyway, and they allowed it to be used anyway.
Let's say hypothetically, we'll be able to do a real life show tomorrow. Let's say that's true.
Okay.
Okay.
Those people.
If the FBI knew, did they abuse their power by bringing it to a FISA court? Yes or no?
If they knew that they were taking factually inaccurate information
To a
of a
court.
presidential candidate to a court to get FISA warrants to spy on members of his team, then
I'm
they
holding you
absolutely
to this.
shouldn't
There we
have
go.
this
We
job
have her on tape saying that exactly.
But
And I
not
can't
any
tell.
normal person would
Do you
say
guys
that.
like the FBI? Do you hate the FBI? When they were going after Hillary, you hated the FBI.
No, actually,
And then they
generally
cleared her, and then you loved them. And then they came out with the emails right on the eve of the election. Then you hated them. Now they're opening up an investigation of Trump.
Okay.
You love him again. I can't
Let's
figure
try
it out.
this game for you. Over the summer, when Jim Comey came out there and he non-indicted her and said all those crappy things about her that then carried over.
All right, I gotta run.
I was just getting started.
You gotta go quicker than that. It's his world. You live in it. Remember that.
I remember it every week. Maybe next week it'll be my world.
Okay,
And we'll make a dance.
we'll make an exception for next week. Rush Limbaugh sounding off on the FISA memo. That's next, straight ahead.
It's a funny thing about the future. You don't wake up surrounded by jetpacks and robot dogs. The real future kind of sneaks up on you. Until one day you find yourself plugging in your crossover like it's totally normal.
Take it.
Introducing the 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. It's gas, it's electric, it's the world's best-selling plug-in hybrid crossover. Lease an Outlander PHEV for as low as $259 a month for 36 months. Certain states qualify. Or get 0% APR for 60 months.
My cardiologist said, I don't want you to come back until you get something done about those teeth. That is the foundation of good heart health.
We're doing amazing transformations, and it's not just a smile, it changes the person's total outlook.
At Clear Choice, we understand that your dental health impacts your total health.
Doing the best for your own personal health is what's important.
Schedule your free consultation today. We'll even talk about financing options. Call Clear Choice today.
If you've been diagnosed with cancer and are struggling financially, Life Credit Company can help. With our Living Benefit Program, you can receive cash from your life insurance policy now when you need it most. You can use the funds to pay for medical treatments, catch up on past due bills, or just stop worrying about money altogether. There are no credit checks, and you can receive cash in a matter of days. Call 800-891-9700 or visit lifecredit.com.
Hi babes, you know how bras are super expensive and the department store lady is always really pushy? I just found the cutest lingerie website ever. It's called Adore Me. Check out this lace. They have tons of bras, PJs, underwear, all from petite to plus. I know your phone's out, so look them up. You can get your first bra and panty set for $25. I'm obsessed. You love it too, right babe?
Valentine's Day special. Your first set starts at just $14.95 with VIP membership at adoreme.com.
The President's immigration message.
Americans are dreamers too.
But are Democrats even listening? Laura breaks down the ongoing fight tonight.
With my family, I try to go for the best value that I can get. But I feel our job is to buy natural gas for power plants. We negotiate and we pass those savings to our customers. I want to keep our bills among the lowest in the nation. It's how I keep changing the current.
My kids play here. Guess who else does?
Fire ants, weeds, and wheat-thin grass. Introducing the all-new Scott's Turf Builders Southern Triple Action. This single-step breakthrough changes everything. It prevents fire ants for up to 6 months, kills dollarweed and clover, and feeds so grass thrives, all guaranteed. Only from Scott's. Triple Action. Endless enjoyment.
This yard is open for play.
This is a Scott's yard.
Hi, babies.
A young woman gunned down by an illegal immigrant who should have been deported, but was protected by a sanctuary city. I'm Richard Corcoran. When I heard Kate Steinle's story, I thought about my own daughter, Kate, and how this could have happened to any family anywhere. Incredibly, some talented
get down,
politicians want to make Florida a sanctuary state.
What is
On
wrong?
my watch, Florida will never be a sanctuary state. Sponsored by White Shot Pack.
What? Do you have to go out?
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now this new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. savedbythescan.org.
My family, I try to go for the best value that I can get. At FPL, our job is to buy natural gas for power plants. We negotiate and we pass those savings to our customers. I want to keep our bills among the lowest in the nation. It's how I keep changing the current.
So earlier today, Rush Limbaugh had some very wise, harsh words for those trying to block the release of the FISA abuse memo. Watch this.
What's the big deal with this memo? If Trump is guilty, if Trump did all this, why are they worried about a memo detailing how they did it? If Trump did it, if Trump colluded, if Trump did all this horrible stuff, if Carter Page did all this horrible stuff, if Stephen Miller did all this horrible, if Melania Trump did all this horrible stuff, if Donald Trump Jr., if Eric Trump did it, if Barron Trump did all this horrible stuff, why in the world is the FBI so afraid of people finding out how they got it? Why is the FBI, why are the drive-bys, why is the Democrat Party so worried, so concerned about how they got there? I've gone through as much of this as I can absorb before it all starts to turn into a blue, purple, murky haze. And I can't find any good reasons to not disclose this memo.
That's great. Hey, by the way, when I do radio, the microphone's here. How does he do it from so far away? I guess that's why he's number one. I don't know. Here was reaction. Former Utah Congressman, Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. Okay, I think this is what we're going to get tomorrow. This is why they don't want it. Because the phony Clinton bought and paid for dossier was used in part to get a FISA warrant. It's Russian propaganda, Congressman.
Yeah, I think we're also going to start to see the financial trail, who was paying for it, how it was financed, who was moving along. I'm worried that it's actually broader than just the FBI. And remember, this Peter Strzok character, this is the chief of counter-espionage. He was the assistant director for counterintelligence. He's using a non-secure phone to send 50,000 text messages to his lover, who he's having an affair with.
And they made it
the Russians, the Chinese, and everybody else. And the Russians, the Chinese, and everybody else don't already know about it. The American people are going to be actually the last ones to hear about it.
The irony of Hillary paying the Russians for paying for Russian propaganda in the end, and then that used to get a warrant to spy on her opposition candidate in an election year. Tom Fitton, you deal with government corruption all the time. Ever deal with anything this big?
No, I've been doing this for 20 years at Judicial Watch, and I saw the FBI files go over to the Clinton White House, the Chinese generals go into the White House, but never did we see the powers of government being used to spy on a political opposition like this, or at least any information that we had to date. And I know why the Democrats don't want this to come out. Hillary Clinton helped pay for this, her campaign. The Democratic National Committee also helped pay for this dossier, which was used by the Democratic administration. So you've got the Democratic Party upset about news or confirmation that Democratic Party money went to help the FBI spy on its political opposition. And James Comey, who went to the president directly, President-elect Trump directly, with this dossier and threw it in his face in a private meeting. Did he tell the president that it had been paid for by Hillary Clinton? And remember, that precipitated ultimately in his firing and the appointment of Mueller, who by all accounts is still using this dossier to target Trump world.
That's at the end of the day, Congressman Chaffetz, that's it. That there would be no Trump, Russia collusion without all of these events, or the fact that if the FBI knew that this was Hillary Clinton paid for propaganda, and Comey, as we understand it, wanted to even hire Christopher Steele and pay Christopher Steele. We'll learn more about that too. And did Rod Rosenstein expand the FISA warrant? And if he did, he's the one that appointed Mueller. It seems so corrupt and incestuous to me at this point. How do we possibly make this right?
Well, Well, only sunlight's going to make it better. Only exposing it. You know, I find it curious that the FBI is saying, please, don't release the names. Don't release the names. We don't want to disparage all of the FBI. We want to highlight the people that are doing the wrong. If you call them out by name, that's how you get rid of those people. That's how you highlight the wrongdoing, and you make them accountable on this. And it's going to be the Inspector General that will come up on the heels of this and fill in even more of the blanks. We're only going to get 4 pages tomorrow, but then the Inspector General.
Felonies were committed, Tom Fitton. We have 20 seconds. And Comey paid Struck McCabe and likely Loretta Lynch, gave her a pass so she could stay in the race. True or false?
Well, that's what it looks like, and the question is whether the next step's going to be after this memo release. Are we going to get the accountability we desire? Are we going to find out who did the unmasking, who did the leaking? This is just the tip of the iceberg and just one battle that needs to be fought for full accountability on this scandal of the
That's
century.
a very important point. Tomorrow, I'm told, is 10% of what's coming. That's scary. All right, thank you all for being with us. We'll continue to follow the truth, and we will also fight for your right to know. Our video of the day, Hannity Hotline next.
Running a business is not for the faint of heart. Luckily, Office Depot Office Max is here to take care of you. With print services, done right, on time, guaranteed. Expert tech support. And this week, all Dell PCs are up to 25% off. Save even more when you purchase a Dell monitor. And make sure you protect your investment. Office Depot Office Max. OfficeDepot.com. Taking care of business.
We believe in rock and roll. We believe in blasting it down the fairway, turning up the heat and the fun. At Del Webb, we believe in life well led, in your own beautiful, smartly designed home, in an active adult community with sushi eaters, artists, thrill seekers, and you. We believe you'll like it here.
Your call is now first in line and will be answered by the next available representative. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for holding. How may I assist you?
Hi, yes. We were just broken into, and we need a home security system.
Oh, sorry, wrong department. Please hold.
The best home security isn't hard to get. With SimpliSafe, you can get comprehensive, professionally monitored home security online
This sucks.
without the hold time or runaround. Each SimpliSafe system is a thoughtfully assembled security arsenal. From entry and motion sensors to a high-definition security camera, you'll have everything you need to keep your family safe. CNET called it Comprehensive, Easy-to-Use Protection, naming it Editor's Choice for home security. Order today and get free shipping. You'll feel safe at home or your money back. Go to livesimplysafe.com now.
Sandals. At last, an all-inclusive that truly includes it all. Sandals, the world's only 5-star luxury included resorts. Save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Let's see why people everywhere are upgrading their water filter to zero water. Start with water that has a lot of dissolved solids. Pour it through Brita's 2-stage filter. Dissolved solids remain? What if we filter it over and over? Oh dear. Thank goodness Zero Water's 5-stage filter gets to all zeros the first time. So maybe it's time to upgrade. Get more out of your water. Get Zero Water.
Got a sneaky sink? Stop drain odors, backups, and clogs with the cleansing and deodorizing power of Sandy Sticks. Now with a new lemon fresh scent. Drop in one and you're done. Just one Sandy Stick a month dissolves over time, flushing foul odors with a powerful blend of concentrated enzymes and lemon oil that break down and eliminate food, grease, and grime buildup, keeping your pipes clean and odor-free and your home smelling lemon fresh. Stop embarrassing drain odors and get Sandy Sticks now in lemon fresh, original unscented, and other great scents. Now available at most retailers.
Never more ready to fall in love again. Never more ready to fall in love again.
Fox News Channel is a
America's choice for politics, with the highest rated State of the Union coverage in cable news history, tripling both CNN and MSNBC, and dominating every broadcast network across the board for every major political event. America's choice is Fox News Channel.
My Democratic California Congresswoman Maxine Waters
are those of the participants, the hosts, the guests. Cornerstone Communications, WNTV Radio, its employees.
Vulgarity and his disrespect for women and people of color is a terrible role model for our children. Whenever he appears on TV, there should be a disclaimer that says, this may not be acceptable for children.
I don't think she likes the president. Let's remind you of some of the Congresswoman's best moments. Take a look.
He's 45. This is a bunch of scumbags. That's what they are.
Those are very strong words.
Organized around making money. The fact that he is wrapping his arms around Putin while Putin is continuing to advance into Korea.
She thinks Russia's out together. That was in the news today. Hannity Hotline Time.
I agree that the money should be released. Obviously, I think most of the viewers of the show do. I agree it should not be redacted.
I just want to say that the Democrats should be ashamed of themselves for the way they behaved at the State of the Union address. They were rude, disrespectful, and deplorable.
Sean, you're such a glory hound. Tucker's show ends, and you don't want him to have 1 second. As soon as your show ends, you're taking all kinds of time from the beautiful Laura Ingraham. Get off the TV, you glory hound. P.S. Tucker's hair is way better than yours. Get over it.
Tucker doesn't talk to me. If you have anything to say, shout out at us. 877-225-8587. I can't believe I'm taking 10 seconds of my show. Laura Ingram's next. 10 seconds early. You're not even ready, are you?
I'm taking it. It's
What
mine.
is this glory hound stuff? We talk every night. Tucker just says Hannity's next. Doesn't say hello.
No,
I don't force him to say hello to me.
No. How are you doing? How was your day?